Baoni, como te da? What is good, my people? Listen, today we are finishing Lila C's Ultimate Dimash Guide Part 9. No long intro. If you guys could just do me a quick favor though, hit that like button if you're new, hit the subscribe button, notification bell. I appreciate you. Any requests, you can let me know down in those comments below. Without further ado, let's get into it, my people. Dale.
Я по своей природе больше, наверное, творческий деятель,
Turn on the subtitles.
нежели чем представитель шоу-бизнеса. Мне вообще никогда не нравился шоу-бизнес. Честно говоря, никогда не нравился. Но я безгранично влюблен в музыку. В современном мире сейчас просто одно без другого не может существовать, и поэтому
Facts.
я просто начал больше в этом деле разбираться. Но шоу-бизнес это just business, это just work. Я считаю, что если ты хочешь стать большим профессионалом своего дела, ты не должен возгордиться. Ты должен оставаться таким же человеком, который просто любит свое дело, и вот и все.
Interesting. So that's an interesting mindset in my opinion, because he's saying don't elevate yourself, be someone that loves your job. And he mentioned that again, he doesn't like show business, but you can't separate being an artist from the business, right? Because it's all in one today, right? If you allow yourself to just focus on music, people on the business side will take advantage of you, right? So you have to have understanding of how everything works, right? Because you don't want to end up signing like a 360 deal, which is where a label just gets everything that from you that you happen to touch as an artist, right? Whether you're doing merch, whether you're doing anything, right? They just their pockets in hands touch it, right? And they get a percentage of it, right? So you have to be aware. Um, I I think that in 2026, the way this music industry is, and again, I'm speaking from somebody that lives in the U.S., right? So I'm speaking about the U.S. Market, right? I don't think it's possible to just be someone who loves music and and doesn't want to elevate themselves, because like you kind of have to, because if you don't, these labels, right, will take advantage of you. So you and if you go independent, then you are 1000% going to have to balance business with pleasure, your love versus your craft. Like you're gonna balance it. It's gonna be a balancing act. So I don't think there's any way to get away from that in 2026. But I understand the mindset of Dimash is like, stay true to who you are, right? Don't allow the industry change you. But I don't know. I mean, if you're independent, then I would say yes. But if you're in the industry, like with the label, I think you have to become what the label is, right? If you are in a pit of vipers, right? You have to be the most venomous snake in that pit in order to survive. Because if you don't, you will become prey, right, to these record labels, right, and these executives, right? If you go in there as a innocent little, a rabbit, you will be devoured. So you have to match your environment, right? You have to become that venomous viper in order to survive, because otherwise, again, you will be prey, right? In this world, there are two types of predators. There's the predator that wears loud bright colors that tells you he's dangerous, right? And then there's the ones that are, in my opinion, more dangerous because you don't see those. They blend into the environment. They're chameleons, right? Those are the ones you have to watch out for. And if you are simply someone who's just focusing on the art and love of the craft, you will become victim to those predators that you don't see, right? But anyway, I'm yapping. That's just my take on what he said. It just got me thinking. Let's continue, my people.
В современном шоу-бизнесе, в современном мире шоу-бизнеса все так устроено, что артисты сейчас должны показывать свои благотворительные деяния. Я, честно сказать, я не сторонник всего этого. Всего того, что артист должен показывать и так далее. Это такой некий чат, где ты инвестируешь туда, понимаете? Это не для пиара, это не для того, чтобы показаться там каким-то там благородным, благодарным, супер-пупер чуваком. А, ну, отчасти о моих каких-то там благотворительных проектах
Mm.
узнают люди и распространяют эту информацию. Конечно, они хотят, чтобы о таких делах люди знали. Я им тоже благодарен. Вот. А в принципе, я не люблю афишировать
I agree.
благотворительность. Я немного, не знаю, как-то по-другому отношусь. Но современные законы шоу-бизнеса, они требуют другого, поэтому некоторые, наверное, наши проекты благотворительные, они все-таки будут высвечиваться у вас на новостных лентах, поэтому вот.
Yeah, I think that's interesting that he mentioned that because I do feel as though like that is what it is, right? Where you have to show that you are giving to charity, especially if you are in the upper echelon, celebrity, the 1%, etc. Because if you don't, you're shamed, you're seen as greedy. But if you do it too much, you're seen as somebody who's only doing it for likes and clicks and positive press, right? So it's a juggling act because like if you do it too much, you're seen as again someone who's only in it for to show that they're giving to charity, but they don't really care about the charity per se. They're just showing that they give to charity just to be seen as a good person, right? But if you don't do it at all, you're seen as a stingy, selfish person. So it's like where's the happy medium, right? Um, but I understand where he's coming from. Which is like I don't want to show or sort of brag about what I'm doing. I just want to just do it. And if people happen to come across what I do for charity, great. But I don't want to advertise it, right? Because like I'm doing it from the kindness of my heart versus me doing it to get something from it, right? He's doing it just because he wants to, and because he feels and resonates with the people or whatever he's donating to. He feels for that and wants to help. First, it's like I'm doing it for to be seen as a good person, to elevate my social standing, right? So his mindset is different. So I totally get where he's coming from with that. But it's again, speaking for someone who's in the U.S., it's like where is the happy medium for doing that? Because if you don't do it, there's a problem. But if you do it too much, is also a problem. So like where's the happy medium, right? But yeah, man, this part three of this guide, man, is really got me thinking, my people. Hopefully, it had you thinking as well. And I look forward to reading your comments and thoughts below. Speaking about all these topics because like they're very thought provoking.
Сол себептен осы жерде мынадай ой түйінділеді. Әрбір нәрсе жақсы болсын, жаман болсын, бұл өмірдегі бір сәт. Біз бәріміз осы өмірге адам болу үшін келдік, ең алдымен. Әнші болу үшін емес, мұғалім болу үшін емес, біз адам болу үшін келдік. Ең алдымен адами қасиеттерді, рухани құндылықтарды байыппен сақтап қалу біздің ең басты парызымыз деп ойлаймын. Өйткені барынша өз-өзім жерге түсіріп жүрмін.
I like that. He essentially, we come into this world to find our gift and share that gift with others, right? Not to be a singer, not to be a businessman. We come in to be human, right? To be part of a community. And if you're like born a lion, like what is a lion's job, right? Depending upon the gender of the lion, if you're a female lion, your job is to hunt, right? And to birth children, birth cubs, right? If you're a male lion, your job is to protect your pride and fight other lions, right? And spread your genes, right? What is a mosquito's job is to suck blood, right? So everything that is born into this world has a purpose, has a job, and is what Dimash is saying. Like we need to remember that. Like our job isn't to live to go to your 9 to 5 job. Like that's not what you should be living for. You should be living to enrich your spirit, and enrich your mind, right? And be human, right? And wise words from Dimash, words to live by.
Ең алдымен қазіргі таңда әртістің бақытын көріп әр елде сахналарда өнер көрсетіп жүргендігім, ол ең алдымен менің ұстаздарымның арқасы, сол кісілердің еңбегінің жемісін өзім көріп жатырмын. Менің қымбатты диірсарым, менің жүрегімді жаулаған диірсарым, сіздерге мың қарте рахмет. Осы күнді мен бала кезден бері армандадым. Қазақша американ түрінде үлкен стадионда ән айтсам деп армандадым. Сол арманыма қол жеткізуіме себепкер болған бүгінгі концерттің барлық
And he did that recently. He was at Madison Square Garden in New York.
Бывает так, что люди к этому идут всю жизнь, и некоторые, получается, а некоторые, несмотря на то, что они очень талантливые, или несмотря на то, что они очень упорно трудились, но не получается. И мне в этом плане повезло. Я благодарен судьбе за то, что у меня сейчас есть концерты. Это огромное счастье.
Okay.
Мен өзімді өте бақытты жан санаймын. Өте шүкіршілік етемін. Өйткені мен әрбір қадамым, әрбір талмай тынбай жасап жатқан еңбегім маған үлкен ләззат әкеліп жатыр.
All right, we're going into his personal life now, my people. Oh, personal life is no one's business.
А любимый есть?
Это никого не касается, это моя личная тема.
Вот так вот. Спасибо большое. Спасибо.
Bro, he shut her down like he said, it's none of your business. This is why I like Dimash, man. Like he has very strong boundaries, right? Don't cross that boundary. And he does it in a way that isn't rude, in my opinion. Like he's like, listen, like this is my personal life, and personal life is my business. Like I'm not sharing it with you, right? And the reporter got it, and she moved on, right? So like I like that. I like that.
Ты влюблен, ты в отношениях. Может быть, ты женат, у тебя где-то есть жена и куча детей. Понимаешь, об этом никто ничего не знает.
Да, потому что я об этом не люблю говорить, потому что это моя личная жизнь, и это никого не касается.
Почему ты вот свою личную жизнь скрываешь? С чем это связано? Почему ты не хочешь об этом говорить?
Не знаю. На душе так спокойнее. И я пока холостой. Да.
Сердце твое свободно.
Да.
Поклонницы могут рассчитывать.
Да, рассчитывайте до конца.
That's a look like, can we just move on? He was giving that look like, my God, just move on. Stop asking me, stop asking me questions. Dimash, I see you, man. I can read your mind because I was thinking the same thing. My guy, like, listen, interviewer, move on. Next question.
Личное.
I think that's very fair. And that tells me from what we just heard from Dimash that like he's in the industry solely for the art and not what he can gain from it, right? Everybody knows that if you have a family in your celebrity, like you get more endorsements, more brand deals, everything, right? But he's saying like he does not want that. He just wants to perform, right? Share his art with the world and let people interpret his art however he wants. But like that's where it ends, right? It ends at his art, and it doesn't go beyond that into his personal life. And I can respect that, right? And like I said, one of the things I mentioned in my other videos is Dimash's supporters. Like they're very different from every any other artist supporter group that I've come across. Right, the Deers. Like there's respect there, and again, I don't see that in for other artists, especially artists in USA. Right, like there's no respect for people's boundaries. Chaperone is doing, I guess her due diligence to, try to change that. But yeah, there's no respect for that boundary, and it doesn't matter if you're an artist, an influencer, it's anyone who has a public following. For some reason, like people forget that these people that you're idolizing or you're supporting are people just like you, and they want to have a personal life and not be able to go outside and do things that you do, right, and you're able to do. And a lot of people say that that's what they signed up for, and I say that no, they didn't sign up for that. They signed up to share whatever it is that they're passionate about with the world and enrich your life, and they've done that, and that's where it should stop, unless they want it to be different. But for people that don't respect their privacy, right? And the Deers do a good job of doing that. So I don't need to tell the Deers that, because you guys already do that, right? That's for other supporter groups that don't.
Родители, наверное, скорее всего, знают, что я отвечу, поэтому особо так аккуратно так пару раз.
Намекнули.
Пару раз, но, наверное, даже. Нет, они мне доверяют, они хотят, чтобы этот шаг у меня был сделан осознанно. И я считаю, что нельзя жениться с бухты-барахты просто так, просто потому что тебе 25. Надо прийти к этому, надо до этого осознать, постичь, и все будет в будущем. Вообще.
Нет, я в ночном клубе только 2-3 раза в жизни был.
Only 2 to 3?
Ну, допустим, я могу выбраться ночью там погулять, и для этого я зову своих друзей, и мы тупо проводим время у меня дома, или там играем в PlayStation с друзьями.
Oh, he's a
Или
gamer.
тупо сидим в машине, общаемся, или по городу катаемся. А так, чтобы в шумных местах вот так сидеть, это... Ну, у меня все друзья музыканты, и мы не любим, когда вот саунд отстраивают так, чтобы там по ушам било. Ну, в клубах. Ну,
окей.
невозможно там, конечно.
много низа.
I see. So Dimash is saying, I stay my butt at home. if I want to hang out, we're hanging out at my place. We're just chilling. He's not a club person, and he wants to maintain a vital instrument, which is his eardrums. So that makes sense, my people. That makes sense.
негізі мен шоу-бизнес дегенді ұнатпаймын деп ойлайсың. Әртіс адам ол теледидар алдында отырған кісілер үшін үлгі тұтатын адам. Олар әндерімізді ұнатады. Әндерімізді ұнатқаннан кейін ұқсағысы келеді, еліктейді әртіске. Сол жерінде тәрбиелік мәні болатындай нәрсе істеуге ұмтылу керек деп ойлаймын мен өзім.
I agree.
Мен өз ойым солай. Әр адам жақсы сөз естігісі келеді. Сен тамашасың, сен жақсысың, сен таланттысың, сен әдемі деп жатсаң, ал әнші адам үшін ол әлбетте екі есе талап етілетіндігін деп ойлаймын. Өйткені осы сөздерді ести отырып, адам шығармашылық бағытта бір тағы да екінші дем ашылып, қанат бітіп тағы да. Одан сайын шыңдала түседі.
I do think there's an argument to be made counter to what Dimash said, where artists have to be role models. Depends how you see an artist, right? If you see an artist as like a celebrity, right? A popular figure, right? Then yes, but also too, I think that people should look up, in my opinion, right? Look up to people that are closer to them at home, right? For me and for Dimash, we looked up to our parents, right? Versus looking up to like an athlete, a singer, or a political figure, right? We looked at the people that were closest to us, and it was our parents, and I think that's what it should be. A lot of the times, I think the issue that we're having in this world right now is that a lot of I would say it's millennial parents, right? They're looking for their child to be raised by people they look up to, right? And people that they should be imitating to, striving to be. Where I feel as though like the people that your child should strive to be is a combination of you and your partner, right? Not some celebrity. That's just my opinion, of course. I think that you can strive to be like them artistically, right? But I don't think you should strive to be like them as a person, because again, like you're in my opinion, this is just my personal opinion, I think that your child should strive to be should learn from you as a parent, right? Not, yes, should they, see somebody else maybe that is in a situation. Let's just say you live in an environment that is, developing. Let's just say, and you sort of strive to live outside of that. Then yeah, you can say this person lived, where we live right now, and they made it out of this situation, and you can too if you do X, Y, and Z the same way that they did. But I do think that like you as a parent, you should be setting that example, right? And using other people as reinforcement for that good example, right? Again, just my opinion, but I wanted to hear you guys' thoughts about this when it comes along. I'm not a parent, right? My parents want me to be, get married and have kids, but like, like you know what I mean? But I'm gonna hit play and continue.
И почему-то в последнее время я часто начал задумываться о том, что профессия певцов, артистов, актеров слишком, по-моему, переоценена. Потому что во всех новостных порталах, во всех новостных пабликах пишут о жизни артистов. Но такое ощущение складывается, как будто кроме артистов вообще на этой планете никто не живет. А как же айтишники? Спортсмены, хорошо, да. Ну а как же научные деятели? Очень много талантливых, молодых, перспективных деятелей науки будущих.
Вы считаете, они обделены вниманием?
Немного. Понимаете, я считаю, что артист — это такой же человек, как и представитель другой профессии.
I would agree.
Почему бы учителям не гордиться тем, что они имеют колоссальные, огромные знания? Почему-то представители других профессий держат себя намного проще.
1000% agree with Dimash there. The light of Dimash.
И он безумно популярен, вмиг стал. Несмотря на это, он остался человечным очень искренним. И вот это важно сохранить. Это очень хотелось бы, чтобы сохранилось, потому что это такая большая сила, она обезоруживает людей. Когда даже тебе хотят сделать что-то плохое, но ты на это не реагируешь, а даришь обратно тепло, ты побеждаешь всегда. Вот у Димаша есть этот цвет, он у него в сердце, в глазах, в голосе. И я хочу, чтобы он оставался ребенком внутри себя, и чтобы он верил в то, что он может преодолеть все добро.
Okay.
жыл өткен сайын тәжірибе қосылады. Өмірге деген көзқарас өзгереді. Адамның философиялық құлыптары ауысуы мүмкін. Сол себептен өмірімнің әр кезеңінде жанынан табылып жатырған барша тыңдармандарға үлкен рахмет береді.
Music is my life.
жалын отын ойнап тұрған кезде, мүмкіншілігім бар кезде, өмірлік миссияларымның бірі ол ән айту. Менің өмірім ол музыка. Сол себептен барынша тырысып бағып жүрген адамбыз.
This was good. All right, my people, this completes Lila C's part 9 of the Ultimate Dimash Guide. Listen, I learned so much. I know some of you guys have watched this guide before, but hopefully, you know, with my commentary, I added and expanded upon what was discussed, and maybe I made you see things in a different light. And if so, let me know that in the comments below. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you next week for part 10. Peace.